get ready with me while we talk about Love is Blind. I don't remember people's names that well, so I have it on my iPad if I'm looking down and I'm doing my makeup, so that's why. With Love is Blind season 5, I'm gonna just talk about the whole thing. So if you have not watched it, they're at the honeymoon, you should just not watch it. So right now, I'm just gonna talk about when they first start out in the pods. So there are 5 couples, right? Aaliyah and Uche, Lydia and Milton, Stacy and Izzy, Johnny and Chris, Jared and Taylor. And I'm gonna start with the couple I didn't really see as interesting, and that's gonna be Jared and Taylor. Well, at first. So Jared and Taylor, they all start out, you know, it's like a normal couple. They're just like having conversations about like their life, their traumas, everything, right? They fall in love pretty quick, I would say. After Jared talks about his trauma basically with Taylor, he just says, yeah, this is the one. I love her. I gotta be with her, right? And they get engaged, you know. He's like, yeah, this is it. This is it. But when they get to the, you know, when they meet each other in person, Taylor's like, oh my gosh, this is awkward. Taylor's like, he's not saying nothing. Like, you know, they have like their giddy like moment where they're like, oh my goodness, I love you, let me kiss you. But then Taylor's like, all right, what else? Let's talk about something. And Jared's just like, and he's literally not saying anything. And Taylor's just like, okay, maybe he was just nervous. So boom, they're out the way. Aaliyah and Uche. Uche is an interesting, let me do my eyebrows. Uche is an interesting person, right? Aaliyah, she's really beautiful. They like talk to each other and everything. They're their first choice in the pods, Aaliyah and Uche. And they're talking and they're talking and talking. And it gets to this point, Uche asks her, he's like, so, he gets to the deep questions. He's like, so, have you ever cheated on anyone? Aaliyah's face is like, like she's starting to get nervous. She's starting to get like, oh, he asking the real stuff. He's asking the real stuff. And he's like, Aaliyah, like, are you gonna answer the question? And she's hesitating and stuff, but she tells him the truth. She like, I cheated on my like last boyfriend because he wasn't doing anything that I really wanted, and it's just like he just wasn't giving me what I needed and everything. And Uche was like, so you're a recent cheater. Uche, back up. Uche is like, he's already coming at her throat like, oh, you're a recent cheater. Like, why? Mind you, Uche is a lawyer, asking her, like, banging her with these questions. I don't condone cheating, of course. Like, you shouldn't cheat on anyone. I don't agree with that. But how he was acting towards her was just like, it was very judgmental. But then you would think the way Uche is like coming at her neck that Uche has never cheated on in his life. And then he continues the conversation. He's like, oh, well, did you tell him? Like, did you ever tell him that you cheated? Like, and she's like, she's still, you know, nervous to answer the question, but she still answers it. Like, she could have not said a word. She could have been like, nah, I never cheated. But she still answers and says like, no, I never done it. I've never told him or anything. Y'all, I gotta focus. These are my eyebrows. I gotta focus. This is nothing to play with. Hold on 1 second. Oh my gosh. They don't look related. He's just telling him like, yeah, I never told him. She was like, so you never told him? Like, and she's just trying to be like, I'm not gonna do it to you and all this stuff. And she's trying to just basically explain to him like that was her in the past and everything. And he was like, that was 2 years ago. Must be for real. This is where I'm just like side-eyeing him, because I'm just like, well, why are you like going at her throat and you're like, you've done the same thing? He's like, I mean, I cheated before, but it was when I was 18, and you know, I told her. I'm like, okay, bro, that don't mean nothing. You still cheated and you still coming at her, judging her. Like, So he's over here just making her feel bad and just asking her all these questions. So she just leaves the room while he's talking, because then he comes to the conclusion. He's like, well, I mean, you didn't have to tell me. But then he wanted to say all that. When she's run out the door, she gone. She don't want to hear none of that. She goes to the quarters where all the other women are, and they are literally like, she starts bawling. Like, she starts bawling and starts crying and starts being like, I think I lost Uche. All this other stuff. And then Uche goes to his quarters, talking and stuff, his mess. And the first person, this is going to be important later, the first person, Lydia, wants to go and, like, you know, support her and be like, what's wrong? What's wrong, girl? What's wrong? Because why does Lydia go in there helping her, you know, talk about, oh my goodness, girl, what's wrong? She's on her knees. Aaliyah, she tells Lydia what's wrong, and then she's like, well, he don't deserve you. She don't even want to listen to all parts. Like, she's just straight biased talking about he don't deserve you. And I'm just like, okay, well, did you want to hear it? Like, and she's like, well, he's a lawyer, he's all this, he's smart, he should just, like, accept you for who you are. I love you, I see you and me, and I'm just looking. She's just like, I am you, you are me, I see so much of me in you. And I'm just like, who is this person? Because she's just like, she just keeps saying, I am you, you are me. And I'm just like, how do you, like, did y'all know each other before this? What do you mean? Like, you are me, I am you. Let's be for real for 1 second. I'm just side-eyeing this the whole time. So there's another girl that's there that, that's like smacks some sense into them. Like, maybe, like, you know, like, this is something, like, hard to, like, get past. Maybe, like, give him some time to think. I'm like, thank you. There's a logical person, but the fact that Lydia immediately just says, he doesn't deserve you. And I'm just like, girl, let's relax for 1 second. Aaliyah is just, like, sitting there, just accepting it. She's crying, so what more can you, like, do when you're in distress? So Aaliyah and Uche, they go back to the pods. Then what happens is, like, Uche is interrogating her again. Like, she's like, I wouldn't do it if we were together. And he was like, did I ask you that? And she was like, yes. Like, Uche is so, this is gonna get right, hold on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Uche, to me, he's very, I don't know, to me, he gives very manipulative vibes, whether he realizes it or not, because he's over here saying he didn't say nothing, he didn't say something like that, and all that. And then he's like, well, in the real world, it's going to be hard. Like, we're going to have to deal with these conversations and stuff like that. You can't just leave, blah, blah, blah. Then she apologizes. He forgives her and it's like, well, you didn't have to tell me, you know. And that's real, because she didn't have to. She literally could have just been like, nah, I've never cheated. But it's the fact that he interrogated her to the core. Ooh. This is gonna look good. I promise it's gonna look good. It's the fact that he was interrogating her to the core, and it's like, you don't know enough about her to just be interrogating her. And then we're gonna go to a different couple so y'all can understand what happens later. So let's pause on Aaliyah and Uche and go to Lydia and Milton, because this is going to be important. So Lydia, she's this Hispanic lady, you know, and Lydia, let me give her background. Lydia she wants love real bad. She's in her 30s. She wants love so bad, like, she in her gut, in her soul, she wants it. So she's not playing around. If you are in her way, she's gonna stomp you. So first, Lydia's love interest was Izzy, right? She's like, she thinks there's this connection, and there really isn't. But Lydia, her two connections were Milton and Izzy, and she's like, oh my goodness, I feel this great connection, don't you? And Izzy's like, I mean, not really. And he talks about his top people that he got. So he continues, and the first person she does really meet though is Milton. And she doesn't like Milton because Milton is like 24 at the time. She's like, nah, I'm in my 30s. I don't want that. So after Izzy just kicked her to the boot, she goes back and tries it with Milton. And Milton's just like, okay, I love you anyway, so let's do it. And then they have these conversations. They talk about deep stuff. She's like, tell me about your traumas. Tell me about them. And he does. He most definitely tells her. They go into depth, and that's beautiful. They start growing their connection. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to Aaliyah and Uche. So Aaliyah and Uche, they are still having their thing, but Uche decides to tell Aaliyah, I gotta fix this. Uche decides to tell Aaliyah about something that has occurred in the pods. Why does this look crazy? What happened in the pods was Lydia and Uche knew each other previously. And then they show this video of them like talking about like they're meeting each other, and they're like, Lydia like hears his voice because Uche is like, oh, hi, this is Uche. And Lydia's like, Uche? And he's like, who is this? And she's like, you don't know me? And he literally does not remember this girl. She starts like listing his information. This is important fact. She starts listing information about Uche, about like his life. So, ooh. And he's like, Lydia? She's like, yeah, it's me. And then they're like, oh my goodness. And Lydia's like, oh, maybe this is a sign. This is a sign. I'm like, girl, relax. Let's relax for a second. Let's think about this. She's like, this is a sign. We should just be together. We should just be together. And he's like, nah, it's not. It wouldn't be fair with the experiment. Like, let's continue. Let's just see what happens. So Uche confesses this happens to Aaliyah, right? And Aaliyah starts crying because Lydia and her formed a close bond. Like, as I explained, like when she was crying about her cheating, and Lydia was the first person there, right? Lydia was the first person there when she was upset. I forgot. My friend, she bought me lashes because I don't know how to put on lashes. So this is for me to try. So bear with me. Please bear with me if this don't look good. Lydia is like her close friend. So of course she cries. She cries because she's like, oh my goodness, this is messy. Like, that is my close friend. I want her to be my be there when I have my children, all this stuff. I'm like, y'all just met each other, but okay. Oh my gosh, this is actually hard. Does it look good? Please don't lie to me. Please don't lie to me. That was a fail, so I'm just gonna do my lashes how I usually do them. Sorry, Lena. I don't know how I do it. Like I was saying, they literally just met each other. So, I was just like, girl, it's okay. But she was crying, and she like left because she was like, I just need time to think about this and stuff. Like, that is my friend. Like, I love her. That's my ride or die, basically, is what she was saying. So, ooh, girl. I think that's from when I was trying to put them lashes on with the magnetic thing. She goes in there into the pods and she starts crying again. At this point, I would have took that as a sign this is not my man. She goes, and then guess who? Guess who's out there to help her again in her tears? It is Lydia, right? It's Lydia. Lydia is just there. What's wrong, girl? And Aaliyah tells her, she's like, I know. Uche told me. And she's like, Uche told you? Girl. Anyways. So she's like crying, and she's like, I just don't know about this situation. Lydia's just like, girl, I would not do anything. Like, that is your man. That is your man. Like, I would never. I love you. Like, that is your man. I would not do anything to betray you, girl. Like, I love you. That is your man. And I'm just like, okay, girl. We shall see. Ooh. These lashes are lashing. But anyways, then she continues on. She's like, okay, maybe this will work out. That's what Leah's thinking. Then Lydia wants to start and continue talking about, yeah, and his dog, every time she sees me, pees on me and just talks about his life. She just keeps talking and talking about his life. And it's like, who really wants to hear that? Like, girl, I was just crying how y'all just was together 3 months ago. 3 months ago, they were just together. She was like, yeah, I slept with him 3 months ago. Mind you, he didn't even tell her that. But Leah wanted to run her mouth and tell her everything. Continues on and on saying like, yeah, I did this with him. I know his friends. I know his family. Blah, blah, blah. Just saying all this stuff. He lives in a big house. And it's like, who wants to hear that? Not her. She doesn't want to hear that. She's just going on and on. So fast forward. Uche doesn't know about this. Uche doesn't know they had this conversation or anything. So Uche is getting ready to propose to Aaliyah, right? And Aaliyah is nowhere to be found. And it's funny because how they did Uche was, Uche is over here excited. He's pumped. He's over here, yeah, I'm gonna marry this girl. She just accepted that my ex is in here of 3 months, that we were just hooking up 3 months ago. And I just accepted her cheating 2 years ago. Like, we finna be good. And he over there like, yeah, I'm about to propose. And he's sitting there, he opens the door to the pod. He like, Aaliyah? Where are you, Aaliyah? And he's just sitting there for a couple minutes until production was like, yeah, Aaliyah left. Aaliyah's gone. He's like, what? And it stops there. So that's what happened. Aaliyah dipped. I'm gonna stop there with their stuff and go to the other part of everyone else, because that's like after like that's during the honeymoon when everyone else goes to their stuff. So I'm gonna stop there, but go to Lydia and Milton. They don't really have much going either. They're just decided they're like gonna be together because Lydia couldn't find anyone else. And then Milton proposes. After Milton explains he has scoliosis and everything to her, she's like, I don't care, I'll love you with your scoliosis. Because then she finds out he's tall through him explaining about the scoliosis thing. But I wouldn't say that's the reason. She could have loved him. That could be it, you know. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, Johnny and Chris. Johnny is over there too. Oh my gosh, this is gonna look good, promise. But Johnny is in between Chris and Izzy. In my opinion, I like Chris. Chris seems genuine. He seems like a nice person. Like, he's real. He doesn't seem like he's playing with anyone or anything like that. They have a deep connection. Like, you know, they're flowing. They're like playing. Like, they're just really nice to each other. I like their connection. But Johnny's like, no. He's too simple for me. I always date people like Chris. And I want to date someone like Izzy. She lets go of her and Chris's connection because she's like, this is too boring for me. I got to go. And she tells Izzy, she's like, I let go of him. And Izzy's like, girl, I don't know. He definitely took it hard. Like, Chris started crying. Like, Chris was bawling his eyes out. He was sad. He was sad about the whole thing. And she's just like, oh my gosh, really? And then he's like, yeah, I missed it, but he was definitely sad. Then Johnny decided to tell her more about her life. And it's like, I don't know why Johnny decided to tell Izzy about her life after she cut off Chris, because she should have told him. In my opinion, she literally should have told both of them and see how they reacted. That's what I would have done. But she decided to cut off nice Chris to just go to Izzy. And Izzy did not take it well. She basically told Izzy like, yeah, I had a guy that I dated. Well, I was engaged to this guy, and meanwhile my ex at the time, or whatever, I think it was her ex, she was like, yeah, he died of an overdose. Because she like asked Izzy like, do you do drugs? Because like my ex died of an overdose. And he was like, no. And then she was like, then I realized that I truly didn't really love him. Basically, she realized I basically was just with him because I was with him and because just to get over my ex or something like that. And he was just like, it was like, that's kind of, he started like freaking out. Well, he didn't inner freak out. He was just like, I don't know about this one, because he's just like, I gotta think about this, because he's just like, I don't want you to just, because he's like, would you ever get over your ex, you know? Like, because you were literally with someone you never truly loved, because you loved your ex still. And she was like, you know, I don't know. And it's just like, okay. If that's what you believe, I don't know if I could continue. She's like, don't be scared, like, don't run away, Izzy. That's what she said. She's like, don't be scared, don't run away, Izzy. And then they separate, because she's like, well, we're not going to figure out anything now. So they decide to separate and, you know, do their own thing. Not do their own thing, but go to their separate, like, you know, pods or whatnot. This one made me not like Johnny. I'm gonna finish my nose later, but Johnny decides to, you know, vent. Johnny decides to vent to the girls, and it's like, I think, like, if he doesn't pick me, he's making a mistake. And I'm just like, what? Like, and she's bashing the other girl. She's like, well, like, if he picks the other girl, he's making a terrible mistake. And I'm just like, why are you bashing this girl for? And she's like, because he just wants something easy. Like, she was like, him, mind you, the girl's name is Stacy. Stacy's the other girl that he has a connection with. Stacy is like, mind you, she's there. All the girls are there. She's still talking about her. And she's like, she's easy. Like, just like me and Chris, the guy that she decides to leave for Izzy. I don't know why, but she's like, just like me and Chris, that's him and her. Like, it would be too easy, and he's gonna, like, realize that when they leave. Like, don't pick what's easy, because Izzy is just like, I want something easy. Like, we be talking about hard stuff. I want something that's Izzy's like, I just want a chill relationship for real. Like, stop talking to me about something that's always serious. Like, I just want to flow. And she's just talking mess, and you can see Stacy's face, and it's so sad, because Stacy just listened to the whole thing about her talking about her and whatnot. And it's just sad. So what happened is Izzy decides to just pick Stacy. Like, that was their connection. Izzy decides to pick Stacy because he's like, I want something easy, you know. I like this girl. I'm happy with this girl, you know. Johnny starts being upset because she's like, oh my goodness, why would you pick this girl? Like, y'all don't have anything. Like, what are you talking about? There's no reason to pick her. Then she starts crying in the pod. So I made a mistake. And what you think she gonna do? Of course she went crying to Chris and went to change it up. So she switched up her lies to Chris, and she tells him instead. She tells him, like, I just want something I'm comfortable with, you know. She switches up. She told Izzy, she was like, Izzy, Chris is just too easy for me. I don't want anyone just easy. Like, I'm used to this, you know. I'm used to the easy dude. I don't want someone easy like that. Like, I always date a Chris. I want something, like, you know, bad in my life. So when she talks to Chris, she's like, well, I want something I'm comfortable with. And it's like, you think they're not going to talk about that? And they do talk about that. So because Chris is like, you know, girl, I don't know, because I was pouring out my heart to you and I loved you, and you just, I don't know, you just threw it. With that happening, I was just like, that's crazy. I was like, they did my girls wrong here. My girls, not including Lydia. Lydia is not part of my girls. Lydia and Johnny is not part of my girls. But Leah, Stacy, they did my girls wrong, because they just here. They're just chilling. They're just trying to, like, you know, live life, be happy with their boos and stuff, because Izzy and Stacy have a cool connection. They're just chilling. They just talk about normal stuff, like the normal stuff like couples talk about to get to know each other. And then he was just like, yeah, like, we like each other. So fast forward, Izzy proposes to Stacy. So they get together, and it's beautiful, you know. They meet each other, la-di-da. It's beautiful stuff. So for the most part, the only people that literally got engaged, because I wrote this down, the only people that really got engaged are Lydia and Milton, Stacy and Izzy, Jared and Taylor. I'm going to talk about the like after like their honeymoon when I'm doing my hair. So if you have not watched that part, just don't continue on because I'm gonna talk about it. Shine bright like a diamond. Ooh. Okay, so it's getting dark, so I need to hurry. So I'm going to talk about the second part now. And this hairstyle I'm doing is inspired by this YouTuber I found. It's so cute. I'm going to put her thing down, but I'm going to figure out how to do this. I've done it before, but I'm trying to figure out faster because I have to leave soon. Jared and Taylor. So Jared and Taylor with the awkwardness. The awkwardness was still real. Very much truly still real. Taylor couldn't like she couldn't shake it. She was just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. It's like very awkward. I need you to say something. Like she was basically the one making the whole conversation for real. Like she was just like, and I just can't keep doing this. So she starts to have a conversation with oh my gosh, she starts to try to have a conversation with Jared, and it's like, what's the issue? You can't keep doing this, or I don't want to like be with you. And Jared later confesses. Jared is like, because when I met you, you just had makeup on and I wasn't feeling it. I just don't like that you had makeup on. And it's just like, mind you, in the past he had no problem talking. He had no problem. He was like able to talk to her, but apparently he felt uncomfortable when the girl had makeup on. Mind you, she looked cute. She was doing her thing with it. And he was just like, no, I didn't like that. And it's just like, she was trying to explain, well, I like it and I'm not going to change just because you didn't like it. So she leaves the room. After he explains to her like, yeah, I'm not with that makeup stuff. Later on, Taylor's like, well, I don't want to deal with this. So she leaves. She's like, yeah, this is not going to work. I don't want to continue this thing with you because it's just like, it's just not going to work. And she was like, it doesn't have to do with the makeup stuff. It's just like, she doesn't know how to talk, and that's the issue. She didn't like that. And the next person was Aaliyah and Uche. Uche decides to call her. He's like, I want to talk to her. And she's like, yes, Uche. And then she's on the phone and he's like, where did you go? Why did you leave? And he starts gaslighting her and saying like, well, why did you leave? Like, and it's like, mind you, she's the one who's the victim here. Like, y'all literally was hiding a secret from her. Let her feel the emotions. Let her feel, like, go through it. Like, if she wanted to leave, I understand she wanted to leave. Like, he was so upset and he just starts gaslighting her heavy. Like, well, if you're in a relationship, you know, we're going to go through ups. He keeps saying that. In marriages, we go through ups and downs, but some things is just too much. Like, if she don't want to deal with it, she don't want to deal with it. And I feel like that's okay. She don't have to. She literally don't have to. And Uche's like, well, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to her anymore. And hangs up. So that's what he does. He hangs up on her. He's so sassy. So fast forward, they decide to meet later on. They have a conversation. And so they talk and try to get an understanding. And the understanding is later on, Aaliyah tells him like, I couldn't deal with the whole thing. And I wouldn't be able to deal with the whole thing either. Like, I'm on your side, Aaliyah. Like, y'all literally was doing the most. Like, he's like, I really loved you. Like, I was ready to marry you. I was ready to propose to you. You were nowhere to be found. Like, why would you do that to me? And he was so upset, you know, blaming her again. It's like he had no accountability whatsoever for, like, the situation he put her in himself. Like, it was just her. And I felt so bad for Aaliyah because Aaliyah was just sad, like, and she thought it was just all her fault too. And it's not. Like, Aaliyah's the victim here. Y'all, I'm in a rush. What then happens is that, and then he was just pulling out receipts. Like, when I tell you Uche had receipts, Uche was like, and I did want this to work. I tried calling you, but then you will block me. You block me on social media, then you'll unblock me. You block me through your phone number, and then you'll unblock me again. And I was like, girl, you was doing all that. I didn't know she was doing all that. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, he was bringing out the facts. I see in his case, like, she literally was not communicating to him. So it makes sense, like, she literally was not communicating to him. And I get it, because But I don't even know. I can't even tell y'all. Because I see why she would do that, but she didn't have to communicate like that. Like, she literally was unblocking him, then blocking him, then unblocking him. Like, I would have been blown too. Like, girl, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to get my boo back, but you want to block me. Like, what's going on? So he was just like, this is in a relationship. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it's the fact that he was just like, yeah, this is the end of it. And he stood on it. Like, he was not playing around with her. This was a blessing in disguise. Like, the way he been acting, the way all this drama appeared out of nowhere, it's just like, is it worth it? Like, do you really want to deal with this girl? No. So the next couple we're going to talk about is, ooh, what time is it? I think I can finish. So the next couple we're going to talk about is Stacy and Izzy. So Stacy and Izzy and Lydia and Milton are basically like the only couples really going through the honeymoon thing. Lydia and Milton throughout the whole honeymoon, I was just blown, because I was just like, y'all got nothing else to talk about. They were literally just going back and forth joking about their age. And he was just like, yeah, it's just because you're old. Like, her doing anything, he was just like, yeah, it's just because you're old. I was just like, damn. Like, y'all got nothing else to talk about. How does it feel dating an older person, a younger person? And it's just like, bro, let's relax. And then I think he has a roommate, because she goes to his house. His roommate talks about his maturity there and stuff. Like, he graduated with associates in high school. Like, Milton's smart. Like, he does engineer petroleum, and at age 24, I think he's 25 now, but he's real smart, so he's definitely doing his thing. But the age thing they just keep talking about, I was just like, dang, I'm glad it's just not me. I'm too sensitive for all that. And then with Stacy and Izzy, they go to each other's house and all this other stuff. Like, after the honeymoon, like, the honeymoon is normal. They're just talking about each other's, like, you know, life and stuff. They're still floating on air, you know. They're just still floating on air. They meet the other couples, and Izzy's already giving me weird vibes because he's flirting with Lydia. I think he's flirting with Lydia. I don't know about y'all, but I think he's flirting with Lydia, because it's like, he's like, oh, Lydia's fine. It's like, boy, you on a honeymoon. Like, put your eyes on your woman. But he's over here trying to have a chit chat with fucking Lydia herself before she starts watching you. You need to relax. But he starts doing all of that, and I'm just like, okay. But then fast forward, they go to their own house, and Izzy is hyped. Izzy's like, yeah, I definitely got the bag on this girl, because she got her own house. Like, but he started being weird, because like, she talking about her finances, and Izzy over here talking about, yeah, I want to do 50-50. 50-50? I was like, Izzy. It just like the men were getting worse and worse. I was just like, 50-50? What do you mean? He's talking about, yeah, I want to do 50-50 and stuff like that. And this is a grown woman. She's not playing that. She's like, I've never dealt with a man who wanted to do 50-50. As you shouldn't, girl. Get who you want to get. She's like, I don't know what this is about, but I mean, no. And then like, he meets the family, and the family's just like, I mean, she likes traveling, so can you like accommodate that? Like, and then Izzy's weird, because he over here keeps all his trinkets of people that have been in his house, like, and she gets upset with that, and that makes sense, because why are you being weird? Like, why are you keeping everything that like you met people? Because of what? It's some weird thing that he was trying to do, but he wanted to keep all that, and it was just weird. There was no reason to do all that, but he wanted to, I guess, and she was upset by that. But they got over the fight, which is cool, you know. Couples fight. So those are really the only two couples. So fast forward again, the couples meet each other in person. Like, all the people that like everyone has dated, everyone has talked to, they meet each other, and they're like, this is who you would have been with, all this other stuff. Like, they show all that, and it gets all weird, because, you know, Izzy comes and he starts saying like, Izzy need to talk to Lydia quick, because he's not playing with her. And Izzy's like, why have you been stalking the people in my following? He literally is just like, Lydia is throwing a tantrum like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're such a liar. You're such a narcissist. And it's like, he got the facts. It's not, you can't even say, oh, he's lying, he's lying. Like, mind you, to me, Uche, I say Izzy? I meant Uche. Uche, he might be very, like, you know, seems like he's hard and like he's just like hard on people, but he be coming with the facts. You can't say he don't come with the facts, because he was like, girl, why are you like going through my following, stalking these people? And then he says, you did a drive-by at my house and said, hey, I'm here, like hey, like I see you. And it's just like, what's going on? I think I want this one here. Oh yes, that little curl. Yes, okay. That is cute. Anyways, that would be my last pin curl because I don't have time. I was just like, I did not know Lydia was crazy. Like, I mean, I couldn't even lie. I felt it in my soul Lydia was crazy. I couldn't even lie to y'all if I wanted to lie. I literally felt in my soul that she was crazy because she was doing too much. When she was touching Aaliyah's hand, talking about, yeah, girl, you are me, I am you. I already would have had bad vibes from that, because you don't know me, girl. You really don't know me. You literally just met me. I am not you. But she literally kept saying that. So I was just like, okay. I guess they're best friends like that. But that's what's happening. I think that's all I can think of. This season is crazy to me. It's really very much crazy. Like, I love it though. I can't even lie to you. I love the season just because it's definitely, it has like, it keeps me going for a while. And you know, you need some things to keep you going, but it's definitely interesting. I'm definitely having fun with it. And I be talking to my friend about it and we just be like, yeah, this is a mess. So I'm loving it. But this is the look that I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna show y'all the fit. Okay, so this is the fit. It's just my bag, quick bag, and this bandana thing that I tied. Don't mind my mirror, I'm in a rush. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, please let me know. I think this is cute, but if you want me to keep doing this, let me know also. But thank y'all for watching and have a great day. Bye. Santiago, bella bella, Santiago.